What is up, everybody? Welcome to the show. As always, I am Camtastic, and this is In Response, where every other week, three, sometimes four, sometimes zero friends gather around their desks to update you on the goings on in CDH world and our personal journeys throughout the format. Joining me this week is Nico, aka Mexi Delight. How's it going, Nico?
It's going pretty well. Excited with our guest here today.
Awesome. Also joining us, as usual, is Julian the Magician MTG. How's it going, Julian?
Not too bad, not too bad. Just freezing over here in Fresno. Haven't seen the light of day in probably over 2 weeks now. It's been pretty
Oh,
cold.
it's been a month, honestly, but this cold is nothing. You guys, I'm from the Midwest. This winter is still nothing. But
Oh,
no
man.
sunshine. That's a bit rough.
It's also getting dark like super late out here, like early, super early out here too. So it's like 5 o'clock, and you're just like, I'm sleepy. Like,
Mhm.
why?
Yeah.
Makes no sense.
Yep.
Well, that brings us to our last, but definitely not least guest this week. We've got Boros Wayne with us. What is up, Wayne?
Hey everybody, how's it going? We're just chilling.
Chilling. Remember, guys, you can always tune in live at youtube.tv/inresponsemtg25. Or if you happen to miss out on the live show, don't sweat it. You can watch it later on YouTube or give us a listen or follow wherever you get your podcasts. But now it's time for the show. All right. Well, we're so stoked that you were able to join us, Wayne. Thank you very much. Big friend of the channel over here.
Definitely.
Yeah, no, I mean you guys are awesome, and I remember when we were up at close, you guys were running but you guys are basically doing exactly what we're trying to do down here, and we've been working just like big thumbs up to everything that you guys are doing up there,
Thanks.
as much as we can be at least.
Yeah, thank you. Likewise as well. I know our tournaments recently were on the same day, unfortunately, but hopefully
Yeah.
we can not make that happen again and then be helping each other get bigger scenes. But
Yeah,
hell yeah, man.
absolutely. I mean,
Thanks for
if
the
nothing else,
support.
I want to be able to come up and play like this, like more times to
Exactly.
play.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, totally.
Well, so I kind of want to just get us started with the normal, we're interviewing you, Wayne, and we love doing origin story type stuff. So let's just
Oh,
get
no.
get rolling with it. How did you get into Magic? Where in life were you? What were you doing? What kind of, Magic scene were you into right away? 60 card, Commander. Let's just get right into it.
All right, we gotta. There's a lot to cover, so I will do my as best to be as concise as possible. When I was in middle school, I was handed a choice of two different packs. I don't even know what they were. I think they were mirrored in, and I just picked the mono white one that had Leonin Shikari, Auriok, Steel Shaper, and a Leonin Skyhunter, and a Loxodon Warhammer in it.
Yeah.
And
Loxodon and Warhammer.
yeah, there we go. And I thought that was the coolest thing ever. And we played kitchen table, schoolyard in those on those tables that had like the holes in it, and they were playing
yeah.
unsleeved, like playing Magic like that. We did that for like a little bit, but then it dropped off. We got back into it in college. That's when Commander started getting big back in CSU LB. Shout out to the LB guys. And they were like, "Hey, Commander," and I was like, "Okay, well, I like mono white equipment," and they're like, "Well, perfect, because we have this character or this deck that came out for you. Essentially, is called Nahiri, the Lithomancer," and I was like, "Great, I will buy that, and I will never change." And the concept was that like, oh, okay, I can just buy one of these, and then they'll just keep printing out better and better equipment, and I can just upgrade it from there.
Sure.
And I played that. That was my only commander deck for the entire college, my all of college. And then time skip a couple years later, we get back into Magic. I start getting into the lore and find out that Nahiri went Boros, followed her into Boros, and then played casual Boros equipment Voltron for probably about another year, just that essentially. And then eventually started getting to the point that everybody's like, oh, like there was a point where I realized, oh, I'm putting a lot of time and effort into playing Magic. I should probably, if I'm gonna keep doing this, I should probably do something with it. I was like, oh, okay, so what does that look like? CDH, all right, let's try CDH, see what we can do it. So we made the jump to CDH at the beginning of, what is it? This year's 2025, correct?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
So
At the end, almost 2026 now at time of
exactly,
recording.
right?
Yeah.
Oh man. So January 2024, we set up January 1st, a spell table set up, and figured out a Raw Garden deck that lasted all of like 3 games, and I realized, oh, I'm way outclassed. So I just switched to Winota and tried Winota for a little bit, and played that for a little bit. And yeah, it's just kind of been at a certain point, somebody was like, "Hey, have you tried making Nahiri Forged in Fury, a CDH deck?" And that is one of my favorite casual decks. It is an insane, silly little thing. And Nahiri is essentially just equipment Winota. You flip off the top until, and if you hit equipment, you can cast them for free. I'm just like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, maybe.
Which Nahiri? Which Nahiri are you talking about?
Forged in Fury. It's March of the Machines. She's a Boros creature. I think she's a 6-drop that has affinity for equipment.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
and every time you attack with an equipped creature, you exile a top card, and if it's an equipment, you can cast it for free. So my casual version has like Sigarda's Aid, and I would like swing out with like 5 creatures, flip like 3 equipment, and then be like, all right, what are you guys gonna block with? I'm gonna flash in any one of these swords at any point, like wait for you to respond, kind of thing. And it's like the funnest thing in the
Sure.
world to me. And we played that as CDH for like a couple weeks, like a week or two, and realized, okay, it's probably too slow. And then I was like, okay, if I want to do Boros equipment in CEDH, before I just go back to Winota and call it quits, let's take a look around. I looked at a bunch of different commanders, and then found Zirda, and found a list that had a Diviner's one in it. And I was like, oh, okay, interesting. And then just fell down this massive year-long journey of developing that deck and doing that, and I think the rest is moderately documented history. So that's the origin story. That's as quick as I could make it. I tend to
You've rehearsed that a time or two, huh? It sounds like.
Yeah, I mean, when people ask you how, like, that's the thing is, like, I found out very early that if you give yourself a brand, people will, like, at my LGS, people will just hand me Boros stuff. Like, they'll just hand me cards. I'm like, oh, I thought of you. Here, have this, like, 4th copy of Paladin Armory Paladin. I'm like, thank you, I'll take it, and I will put it in decks. I have behind me, like, 30 casual decks that I refuse to take apart.
Wow.
Just
And all of them Boros, presumably, right?
The 80% of them are Boros. There are 2 Jeskai, 1 Mardu, 1 Naya, and 1 Wooburg.
Nice.
And they're all
Okay.
equipment decks.
That's awesome. I like that you had Nahiri as your start commander, and then followed her into the lore and found out that she became Boros, and then just took on that whole identity. I think that's really cool. I feel like that's very unique for someone's origin.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I've always been like a one trick. Like, even when I play video games, I just pick the sniper character and like play that forever. Like, and like don't touch any of the other characters. So it's just like a natural progression of it, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. It's just fun. Red's kind of one of my favorite colors, so it didn't take too much convincing, you know. It was like, oh, she's also doing red. Okay, I can do that, you know.
Oh, well, so that's interesting. You started on mono white Nahiri, but you say red's your favorite color. So, like, what about red makes it your favorite?
Red is a lot of like passion and like fire, and just like I'm a big believer in trying to be like as authentically yourself as possible. And red is like a big bold color for that sort of stuff. Obviously, there's a lot of other connotations, but like when you get into like color theory, that's just kind of like always drawn to me. Not like my entire life. I remember when I was a kid, I liked blue, but like, you know, when you grow up and you figure out what your values are, you kind of like, okay, you start picking, you know. So same thing with like all my clothing is like, if I'm spending money on something, it better be I want it to be my favorite color. I'm not going to spend money on something that is like a beige. Like, why? I don't know. That's just me. But I am also ready to admit, if at any point, that I am probably clinically insane in some ways.
Insanity
Aren't
is
we
a
all to
spectrum.
some degree?
Yeah, we all fall into somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. Right. It's just a question of how much in denial are you, and how much do you own it. I think is the real thing. We're sitting around pushing pieces of cardboard at each other for hundreds that are called like hundreds of thousands of dollars each, and be like, yes, that's what that means. I agree.
Yep.
Definitely.
Getting very upset about it too. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
I was just telling my wife the other day that like we all hang out with each other all the time. We're playing games, and during those games, we're like at each other's throats, like hate each other. And then afterwards, like after our recent the California '99 tournament, all hanging out for a beer afterwards and best friends after. But like, yeah, tense moments, like angry at each other. awkward
I-
awkward
Yeah,
moments.
I think with CDH specifically, when you play with your usual pod, you know each other's cadences and you know each other's like politics so well at a certain point that you're like, try to pull that shit with me. I know this trick. You've done this to fallen for this like twice. No one and then like there's always one person in that pod that has no idea, and it's always so
Yep.
fascinating when you're that one person. You're like, oh, there's so much history between these three that I have no idea what I.
You're describing every game that any of the three of us, between me, Cam, and Magician here, have played with each other with anybody. Like the recent tournament, even just on a casual Friday. Yeah, it's rough. I hate sitting down against these guys in like a real game.
Well, they know all your tricks, man. They know all the little like angle shots and all the like tech that you have in your thing, because you probably talked to them about 2 hours about the flex spot in the first place. So it's like, oh yeah, it's not gonna work. Like,
Exactly.
Yeah.
How,
All right,
how
so-
often do you guys play together?
A lot.
Ooh,
Yeah.
like 2-3 times a week, minimum once a week, as long as our Friday night schedules work out, because we all go to our LGS. But
Mhm.
we try to play once or twice, Monday through or Saturday through Thursday on Spell Table.
Yeah. And our small community here for the In Response Discord is growing. We are getting more and more regular pods popping off. So yeah, trying to anyway.
They always end up being like late night. I didn't notice the pods, right?
Yeah, there seems to be like. Go
There's
ahead,
like a
Cam.
split. There's like a split now. There's like the
Mhm.
5 o'clock, 5:30 crew that like gets on right after work, and then there's the late night like 7:30, 8 o'clock crew that gets on like later
Yeah,
than
we have
that.
2
And
shifts.
yeah, and the night shift is starting to develop a little bit more to where they're firing pods and stuff like that more consistently.
Exactly.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, and once football season's over, Sundays and Thursdays will probably kick off a little bit more frequently, because there's quite a few of us that are football fans, so our Sundays are pretty taken up.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I also know there's some people who work rotating shifts who are like working an odd schedule right now, and that changes every so often. So anybody out there who's looking for games, just know that we're trying to bring more people to the community, whether you're in California or not. And so check out the details below. You'll find the link to our Discord.
Yeah, 100%. Every time because I leave the house to go play at my LGS or like wherever we're playing around like 5-ish like PST. So it's always one of those things. I see the LFGs go up. I'm like, one of these days it'd be cool. I'll jump in. You know what I mean? But I think there is a market for that, in the sense that like there's definitely some nights where I'm like, I don't want to risk points on the crit league. I don't want to play like super hard 100%.
Yeah.
So I think like the individual discords like that's like a good place to play. You know what I mean? You can
For
still
sure.
play and practice, but like you're not like, oh man, every single time. Like I can keep riskier hand and like test stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
So do you grind on the league Discord quite a bit, or no?
Yeah, I mean, I have a remote job, so like some of the times out of the week I have a remote job, so it's just pretty easy to be like, oh, okay, cool, I'll like get in a game or two during the crit league. I treat it mostly as just practice. Even though the crit league is like turn 2, turn 3 meta, like on average, and I don't know how like indicative or real that is in terms of like tournament practice necessarily, but I was also wrong about that at the fishbowl, so who knows? So like it's always kind of like a grain of salt. Every time you get into like a rockside blue farm pod and you're like, all right, kill me, but like it is what it is. It's still good practice. It's still good practice regardless of whether or not it's like 100% like tourney replication or not. But anywhere you can get games, the fact that you can just fire off any point is pretty dope.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember. Did you guys ever play like random spell tables way back in the day?
Oh yeah.
Very rarely, luckily for me. I was lucky enough to hop in Discord straight away when I got back into Magic right before COVID. So like I kind of grew with the Discord community during COVID and didn't succumb to too many random spell table things. But yeah, these guys, you probably have some more horror stories, huh?
Yeah, where they're like anti-proxy, anti-mox field, all those rules, and then obviously the notorious like it's a 7 pod. Everyone bring their 7s.
Casual spell table seems a viper's nest of problems. Like, oh my god, like even just CEDH, on spell table can be a little bit like wibbly wobbly, but like, oh man, like casual, man, that's crazy.
It's gonna be
No
like
way.
lawless wasteland.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, but like that's the cool thing about like curated communities, though. You know what I mean? Like your guys is like, I would so much sooner jump into your guys' Discord and like play a spell table game than like random, random ones.
Well, thank
It's
you.
funny you mentioned jumping on because as we speak right now, we've got someone trying to find a spell table game in our Discord. So we've got 91 members currently in our Discord. So hopefully, whoever's listening to this, help us get to 100. It'd be really
Yeah,
cool.
100%.
We can get to 100 before the end of the year.
Ooh. Christmas gift. Give them a Christmas gift, guys.
There we go.
Well, hopefully we can get some of the bite-sized people coming over to you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
you guys
have
have been
them
doing
help
great
out.
work over there with Zach's channel for sure.
I chalk it all up to like just the actual content itself. Like the editing and the actual like rollout is kind of like fine. It's just like what we can do with our schedules and stuff like that. We only just recently got somebody on. This is not 100% like live and open yet, but we have plans for like more community outreach and like the basic YouTube stuff. We're finally getting that stuff underneath our legs, so hopefully that'll help bring some people over to you guys as well here too.
Nice. Well, natural kind of segue. Is there any you want to plug any of your channels and any events you have coming up?
Channels. I don't. Well, okay. Well, Bite Size. I'm the editor at Bite Size, so helping like following Zach into a lot of that ethos that we've been talking about, that he's been talking about too, is just growing the SoCal community. Obviously, we are working in pretty close conjunction with the SoCal circuit. You guys know all about that. You guys have been a big part of that. Overall, like I wouldn't be surprised if like half the points are from you guys in the first place, outside of like Fishbowl, because what Cam was telling me that you guys are like firing like bronzes every week, which is like
Getting there.
so
Yeah, we're
cool.
getting there. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man, I wish we could. I mean, I'm sure if we like really wanted to, we could potentially put it together. But like, I'm pretty sparse about like, all right, let me once or twice a week, once or twice a month. But yeah, that's great. That's fantastic. So the SoCal circuit, this is coming out before the 3rd. We said. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes. Okay. So 2 big ones that we're trying to try to push here is on January 3rd, the top deck isn't actually even up yet because we need to finalize our some of the information, but it should be up in the next day or so. At Crown City Games in Pasadena, we are trying to push a gold within 2 weeks. We'll see if we can make that work.
Wow.
If you guys
Yeah.
are free, come on down. But it's going to be called Take the Crown. We've been running kind of bronzes outside of Crown City Games, and they've been pretty good. The last one we just ran was like 24 people, so like much like getting bigger and stuff like that. And we were talking to the owners, and he was like, "Oh, what about if we just did a big one at the beginning of the year?" I'm like, "Okay, we'll try." You know what I mean? Like we're gonna try for you guys. So please help us out there, guys. January 3rd. It's going to be a Saturday. Pasadena, Crown City Games. It'll be cool. It'll be the first gold that we can put up there. Hopefully for 50 players. I think don't quote me on this, but I think the ticket price that we're looking for is like 30. Just enough to make it like worth it for the shop, so we can just run the tournament. You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
That's the closest one, but the big one that we're really working on in conjunction. Oh, sorry. The organization that we're working with to do all this is called BFF CEDH. It's me and my friend Ben. We are kind of like not even pseudo at this point. It's so weird to think about. I did not want to be a TO when I first started doing all this. I just wanted to play, but there wasn't a lot of. I mean, you guys know. When there's nowhere to play, there's no tournaments to play in. You kind of like. I guess I'll learn how to work the software. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
we'll just run them ourselves. But yeah, BFF CEDH, we are kind of a TO organization that is trying to work our best to make the LA CEDH scene as thriving and as possible and as grassroots as possible. The big one that we're having in March is called the Atrium. It's going to be based out of Claremont in the Lost Level card shops. We just had a gold event at Lost Level card shops. That was the one that unfortunately had the same timing, and we couldn't move that around with you guys, but I think the lucky thing is that we found out that we have a big enough population that they are, the tournament is moderately filled out at the same time. So as long as we avoid the matching dates, we should have bigger turnouts on both, which would be great.
Yeah,
So
to quickly interject, when we were chatting with Daryl from Bay Area, or I guess he's not even from Bay Area, from Santa Cruz, but Daryl was saying that the bigger the Fresno Clovis community can get, if we can start hitting golds regularly, then the bigger cities can hopefully hit platinums. And I think that
Yes.
makes sense because we can help
Yes.
with the travel. Maybe not everybody from greater LA is driving all the way to Bay Area and vice versa, but at least in between here in the Valley. That's definitely what we're trying to do here.
Yeah, 100%. It's funny that you said that because literally the one in March is we're attempting to hit a platinum. 100 plus people. They have. We're going to be renting out the entire like hallway of this big indoor shopping mall. And the Lost Level Card Shop guys have been awesome. They've got it all sorted out. They've got a lot of the logistics sorted out. So we just need to fill seats at this point and make sure that it's all good. So yeah, if you guys are in or around the area for either of those, please come out. We're hopefully going to make a big fun time of it all. It's going to be a 2-day event, and we'll have a redemption event obviously on the Sunday to make it worth everybody's time. For you guys who are coming down, we'll talk about it later, but we have some extra accommodations that we could potentially throw you guys as well to make the things move a little bit smoother for you guys. But yeah, that's kind of like the anticipation of it. That's what we're trying to do essentially is like just like you guys trying to throw these events and trying to like do it as like slim and streamlined as possible, so that way like it's affordable for us to keep playing at these things, right? Because like January they got 2 events on the back half of January, and they're both like $120 each, and I'll pay for it because I'm insane. But I wouldn't expect anybody else to, you know what I mean? Right? Like
Yeah, it
that's
seems like
$500 worth of like
incrementally.
travel costs, bare minimum, right? You know? I don't know.
Yeah, it seems like they're incrementally going up higher and higher, these tournament costs, but as they
Yeah.
start getting these venues and stuff like that. So we totally have been in like, like exactly what you're saying. Like we want to keep our tournaments around 40. We did 50 this last one because we had fees we had to pay initially, top deck and California circuit fees, but we'd like to keep it
Yeah.
around 40 for the rest of them. That seems like a good number to keep pricing competitive, but also like keep it accessible to players who just can't afford to spend that much on Magic every month.
Yeah.
Maybe you guys can enlighten me on this a little bit more, but like whenever I sign up for a tournament, I never look at the pricing. Especially like last year, I was mostly concerned about grinding for points, and that's kind of the reason why I cared about the tournaments in the first place. The pricing was kind of like, all right, if I make it, then sure, whatever. Like I'm maybe as a TO underestimating how much like a dual land as part of the prizing is. Like to me, it's just kind of like, we'll just make the money split. It'll be fine, and like that should be enough. I look at it as like I want to pay $120. I want to go have a Magic summer weekend camp where I can go play CEDH with all my friends, and like win or lose, that's a good time. Hopefully, and that's I feel like where my mindset come in. But I don't know. You guys tell me. Like, is it a thing where it's like if I was like, hey, UC for first place, does that make you guys come down versus the other way around? I could be wrong. I don't know.
Good question. Yeah. What do you guys
Pricing's a
think?
big portion. Pricing's a big portion of it. That was how Duke got so many people out to his tournament when he offered up the Cradle. He got a lot of people out there for the Cradle. The Cards for a Cause tournament that we had out here, it attracted people because it was a foil from the Vault Mox Diamond. And that one wasn't even worth points. That tournament wasn't even worth points, but we had people come down from the Bay Area just for the Mox Diamond. What we found with like our last 2 tournaments we've had success with is doing a point system for prizing. So, first place gets X number of points, second through fourth gets X number of points, and, all the way up to top 10. And a lot of people, like we hear during the event and stuff, people are like, oh, if I get so many points, I want to get this, or oh, I want to get at least this many points so I can get
Okay,
that,
cool.
or like, oh, if you get this many points, will you trade me? I'll give you this and some cash, or like store credit or whatever. So
Cam and I literally did that because he got points.
Yeah.
And I got the Legolas's quick reflexes.
yeah,
That's really
so
cool.
I think
actually really like that. It's like how you go to Dave and Buster's. They have like the points.
Mhm.
There,
Yeah,
the
Like
points
tickets.
ticket redemption. Yeah,
Yeah.
ticket redemption counter.
That's
yeah.
a really cool idea. That's a really
Yeah.
really cool idea.
And it allows shops to
Um,
also get rid of staples. Like you have the top end prizes, which would be like a duel or something. But like we had things like foil Jessica's Will, foil Tainted Pact, Legolas's Quick Reflexes, like just like random
Ristic Study.
staples. Yeah, just random Ristic Studies, and those random
We've got-
staples were stoked. People were stoked.
Yeah. And the Jessica's Will, sorry to interrupt, the new local of ours, Ryan, he got that foil Jessica's Will, I believe, and he was super stoked on it because he just started playing with the Final Fantasy release. Huge Final Fantasy fan, and he's now on the VV deck. and already like talking about doing something else. But yeah, he was so happy to be able to get that foil Jesk as well. And he like just started playing a few months ago and got, top cut in his first tournament. So good for him.
Yeah, shout out to
Top
Ryan.
cut in your first tournament is a wild, like,
Right?
oh my god,
Yeah,
way
it was
to
it
peak
was a
and
silver
like,
event.
I know, right? Like, geez, like I know the gold that we just had. One of the top four was like was her first tournament too, and it was just one of those things where it's like, oh no, like,
Hooked now. That's what I
It
told him. I
only
was
gets
like, you're
worse from
hooked.
here.
Yeah.
We'll get this.
Right?
So Ryan's just peeking all over the place for Magic. So he opens up his first packs of Magic because he gets into it because of Final Fantasy. This is kind of a segue, guys. But he opens his first like fat pack of cards and he pulls the foil Ristic Study, the Stay With Me.
Jesus.
And the whole shop's just like, oh my god, and he's like shaking, like holding it and stuff. And then like, so he's instantly hooked, like he's just in. And so
That's
then
how they
he
get
buys like the Chocobo bundles and he pulls Vivi, the exact one that he wants. And then he came in that day and he was like, dude, all I want is that foil Jessica's will today. And he got it. Like he's just
He
like,
got it.
yeah, it's the
That's
magic gods are with him.
wild.
Yeah.
Dear Lord, I mean, hey, and that's the thing too, is like when you win cards too, it's like so much more like, oh man, like like there are cards
Mhm.
that you win and you're like, this is never leaving the deck. I'm never like, like this is just like in here. Like, so that's so good. I'm like glad for him, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Like, it's a sick story to tell.
yeah. I in general for like TO stuff though, like it's ironically, and I don't know, I'm just talking to you guys about this because it's off the top of my head and you guys are like,
Yeah,
run
man.
into the same things too, right? I always try to think about it like less from that perspective and more from the perspective of a person that's like, I'm expecting to like be 32nd, you know what I mean, at best, you know what I mean, like that sort of stuff, like, and for them to still have a good time and like to come in and like have fun and play games and for it to be like
So-
worth their money to like for the weekend kind of thing, you know?
So honestly, that's a bit where I'm coming from. Cam gave a great answer, but I'm a bit of a different perspective. I don't particularly care about the prizing too much, but I'm there for that good time to have good games, people playing with intent because they're there. They put money down. There's prizes on the line. Um, but I've never been somebody to do very well in tournaments and anything. So like I don't expect myself to place very well. And maybe that's why I don't place well. But lately I've been realizing my politicking game needs to step up quite a bit. Everybody who's making top cut and when I'm not is just like out politicking me. I'm like, oh, I lost to them in this round because they talked me into doing something I shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Same with that person, same with that person. So personally, to your question, I don't really look at the pricing. I'm there because I want a cool tournament, a good locale, good people, and more for the experience than the pricing. But that's also because I've never really won crazy pricing either.
Yeah, I mean that's why I asked, is like the good perspective on all this stuff. You know what I mean? Like it's just good to know all the way around because it's going to be people that are coming from either end and like making an experience that's good for both. Like everybody is like the idea, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
that's good, man.
go ahead, magician, please. Yeah.
I was gonna say I'd just throw my 2 cents in. I've been a tournament grinder for many years. I've been in and out of modern and standard and pioneer, so a lot of 60 card stuff. And for players who aren't necessarily are enfranchised, when you throw up like it's gonna be a 5K or a 10K, the players don't necessarily know what that means. A lot of newer players will look at that number and be like, "Oh man, first place is going to get $5,000." And so when you throw it's I don't want to say it's definitely not malicious, but it's like it's misleading for new players because they don't understand. But when
Sure.
you throw up like a underground seed to first place, like they know what that means. Everyone knows what that means. So it's a little bit more of an attention grabber for enfranchise and non-enfranchise because they understand. Everyone understands what first place is going to get.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
throwing up a number can seem like just throwing up a card is better than-
Disingenuous. Yeah, it's a little bit more
throwing up a number is
concrete.
better than throwing up a total.
Yeah. And then those new players get there and you get the top four and they're like, oh, okay, hey, let's draw, right, guys? Like, let's split. Like, everybody split the
exactly,
split, and
yeah.
you're like, oh, what? And you have to
Yeah.
figure
And
that
for me,
out and everything.
and I'm in a different situation than a lot of people, but for me, I would rather have cards than the money because I'm already throwing the money away to go for the weekend to go, just hang out and have fun. So me winning the money back isn't necessarily like something I'm looking for because it's like I've already committed to this money being gone. Like getting a cool card with a cool story is what I'm looking at here.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You get a sentimental
I can
value
relate
for
to
winning
that.
the card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I,
So
I
I can't
definitely
help but do this real quick before I forget, but our viewers, let us know what you think in the comments below. What do you want to see when people are posting up tournaments? Let us know because we're all working together to bring you more tournaments. So let us know what details you think are most important, please.
Yeah.
Please
And
do. Good
for the
call.
viewers for the viewers out there, just to give also Cam and like everybody of these here like an extra break, like the running tournaments is not profitable in any way. Like just so you like the margin. So when you see the prices on stuff, most of the time it's for the reason because the venues or whatever, like judges are expensive, you know what I mean? That sort of stuff. Like
The stores are
yeah,
hoping to sell other product, not make money off
yeah.
of the tournament itself.
Yeah, yeah. The actual walkaway is so minimal. Like it is really truly like anybody who's doing the effort to like do all this stuff is almost entirely doing it just for the sake of like growing the community and creating a space for everybody to play more games. So, you know, give these guys a little bit of a break if you're like, last time it was $5 less. It's like, well, you know, you want the points or not? Like that's part of the cost, you know?
Yeah, and actually, so to kind of go back to your question, points is actually something that our community is growing more hungry for.
Yeah.
So when we're offering silver and you guys are offering gold and platinum events, like our players are almost kind of 50-50 right now. Like, no, I'm here for the points. Like
Yeah.
if they're like, hey, are we firing a bronze event tonight? Because if so, like I'll be there. But if not,
But
like
if not, I'm gonna
I'm
stay
not
home. I
gonna go
sleep.
because I need the points.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
Trust me,
Yeah,
I was there all of last year. I don't know if I definitely think it's a great like incentive, especially you're trying to prove yourself and like trying to see you like just even for the sense of like, hey, how I can improve and everything like that. I would just advise to take care of your mental health is all I would say in regard to that. Yeah, I totally understand that mindset because that's where I was like for about 12 months last year, 6 months last year, more like.
All right. Well, I'm going to pivot us here a little bit. I have had a question for you since I met you, Wayne. How or where, why did you get the moniker Blade of Boros?
Oh,
Because
okay.
you are like a known guy. And my quick side story to this, and this is just real quick, but we've got a player who's I've started to recognize him at tournaments. His name's Paul. He plays Zirda. He just got
Oh
in
yeah,
top
Paul.
in our 99. And when I
Yeah, yeah.
first met him, sat down across from him, I was like, oh, Zirda, crap. And this is after you had kicked my ass in some game some time ago. And I was like, do you know Boros Wayne? He's like, oh yeah, I know Wayne. So I was like, all right, Wayne's like a known dude. Yeah, like so how did this be? Tell us this story.
No, yeah, the Skulk runs really deep. The Zirda pilots we are all like that Discord is we're constantly just bouncing ideas off of each other. So like we try and we try our best. We notice there's a Zirda like pilot that's like on a list that like did somewhere like who knows this guy? Who can get this guy in the Discord? We need to talk to him. I want to talk about tech. Like it's crazy. Anyways, okay, so
You're
part
like
of
leading a,
casual.
how'd you get your cult going?
No. I am just hyper fixated on one thing, and other people are also hyper fixated on the same thing, and that's really what it comes down to.
All right, I retract the cult statement.
So the way that the moniker got stuck was I was part of a casual Magic group, just like like a friend Discord group, right? And we all did this thing where it was like, oh, what if we were legendary cards? Like it would be like X, comma, like title, epitaph, or something like that, right? And I was like, oh, okay, what would I be? All right, sure. Wayne, I do equipment. Yeah, Blade of Boros, sure. I was like studying sword training at the time, so I was like, all right, sure, let's do this. This feels a little cringe, but like, fine, whatever. I like this, and I sat on it, and then I realized that I accidentally switched it from not just the server profile to just my default profile on Discord. And I started showing up in other people's Discords like that, like other Magic Discords like that. And I was like, at first I was like, maybe I should change this. It's a little cringe. But then I've said this in other places, but I'm a big believer that the word cringe is kind of like become more of like a weaponized way to
Sure.
make people feel bad about their like who they are, like this just like sincerity is cringe to some people, and like that's like really frustrating for me because like when you're sincere, you're being authentic. If you like something, like it 100%, even if other people don't like it, that's fine. You know what I mean? Like so I sat there for a second and felt that and deeply, and I was like, you know what? No, we're gonna stick with it. We're gonna stick with this. This is just gonna be what I'm gonna be doing. Especially I'm showing up on Magic Discords. It'll be a thing. People colloquially have shortened it to Boros Wayne, which I think is much better in terms of like rolling off the tongue. But like yeah, it's just I really yeah, it's just the idea of like not really changing who you are for like the outside perspective. Not to not be inconsiderate of other people, but just to like try to be true to and authentic to yourself is like a really big thing that I strive for, just in day to day and everything else. Because oh man, we're getting philosophical. Sorry, I got.
No, it's all good,
Please.
dude.
Please,
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
you, man.
This was the purpose, yeah. Purpose of the
Yeah.
question.
Well, even just like this is a great like to tie into Magic, right? For you guys have colors that you really like to play, right? And I think a big part of that is why are we not all just playing Blue Farm? It's because there are like fundamental like truths of who you are between like background, nature, nurture, all these things that give you a unique perspective on the world. And that allows you to see the world from a place of like, even if it's just like, I like these colors, I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean? Like that's enough reason to try something and like see what it is, and something new can come out of that. I think that I'm a really big BFF started off as like a jokey little moniker that we came up in Fishbowl, whichever one, for our little group, right, as like a joke sort of thing. And ever since then, we've kind of reconfigured it to just say to the acronym technically stands for now Build Fucking Fringe. Because there's a bunch of us that are like, we've got a Zirda pilot, we got a Zirda pilot, we've got animal pilots. Like one of the premier Animar pilots, like is Ben. So we've got Dino pilots, we've got like Kazi pilots. Like LA meta's weird as fuck, like crazy, crazy weird. So we're a big proponent of that, and I'm a big proponent of like the reason why we play CEDH and not like a 60 card format where like the format is solved and this is the best deck and you should be doing that. And the reason why we're not all playing Blue Farm is because at the end of it all, Commander is still a social format and is still kind of like, hey, I want to pick my main character. I want to pick a character select. This guy looks dope. I can't tell you why, but I like the cut of his jib. I want this to be personified who I am, right? And I'm gonna bring that to the table, and like decks have personalities, and like different personalities play different at different decks, and like I think that's a really big part of the game that is a little bit less explored. And I always encourage people to like try new things and try like different stuff. Like, and if it doesn't work, great. It doesn't work. There will be all the other meta decks there for you. But if you have a unique perspective of like, hey, I think this commander maybe could work, try it. What's the worst that could happen? Maybe you find like, I mean, that's what Sam Block did with Rogfrast, right? Rogfrast didn't exist until he was like, hey guys, Cradle Farm, and like, oh, and now it's like one of the top decks. You know, Sisay was a pet project for so long, and now it's like considered one of the consistent like best things out there, like top 10 consistently. You know what I mean? These things weren't just like these things weren't like fundamentally structural things. Our format is like what, 3 years old, 4 years old, however long it is. Like the golden cows are not like set in stone. We can slay these things and like topple them whenever we want. Itali, like Itali was a joke deck, and now it's like the biggest winningest deck ever. You know what I mean? Like no, it's like. At the end of the day, if we were all like trying to be the best players, we'd all be playing Blue Farm or we'd all be playing whatever, and it would be a boring format. And I'm a big like all of this is kind of tied into the ethos that I was just talking about before, right? That's kind of where I tangented all this sort of thing. So like that's kind of like how I believe in things, and the screen name is part of that. The colors are part of that. You know what I mean? But I have a Jeskai list. I have a Kilo list that I play occasionally to like play with like random like new people, so that way they're not like playing against the deck I have 1,000 hours in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's fun. And
that's
then
kind of you.
Well, it's just not fun. We run like learn to play events every Wednesday, and it just seems like a bad introduction to the game where it's like, oh, welcome to CEDH. All right, cool. Turn 2 win. Cool. You want to do it again? Like, no. Like, I don't want to do that to people. Like, no.
Yeah.
Play a thing. You can. Yeah, exactly, right? I'll play something that has a heuristic study or something, blah blah blah, and I'll like counter shit for you, and like, you know, like
that still doesn't sound like fun to some people.
Yeah, exactly, right? But yeah, so like it's a thing where it's like I'm just a firm believer that like you will play better if you're having fun, because you'll want to do it more often. You
Yeah.
know, like if you're not having fun on a deck, then you won't
Good
want to
point.
pick it up and you won't want to practice. You know, and if the goal is to have your goal is either to get better or to have fun. If you're playing CDH, right? I don't know if there's a third other thing, maybe make money, but like no, just go do stocks then, or go do something else. Like
Yeah.
it's not a
Right,
lucrative
yeah.
thing, right? If your goal is to have fun or get better, their way to do both is to have fun while you're getting better. And otherwise, I don't know. That's just that's just my philosophy on the whole thing. Like that's also just philosophy on life too, you know. But like
Yeah.
it's a Magic podcast, so I have to tie it into that.
Well said, Wayne. That's a great answer, a deep answer, but much appreciated.
Yeah.
I do want to
Oh,
touch
ditto.
on one thing you said.
Yeah.
You were learning swords.
Yeah,
You were doing sword training. What were you?
I-
What sword were you learning with?
Katanas. I found a place
Okay.
that did like traditional samurai training, and that was really really fun for a while. And then I got really into
dope.
magic, and I had to stop.
Yeah,
That's
But
very cool.
I've done martial arts my entire life, so it's one of those things where it's like it was very like natural. Like I was like trying to pick up new hobbies and like stuff like that, and you know it's just like yeah, I found a place. Let's do that.
Nice.
You know.
Yeah, I have a background in martial arts as well. Small background.
There's a lot of us out here in CDH. I've noticed, right? Like even Zaki's done wrestling and stuff like that. Is
Yeah,
that just me?
wrestling.
There's like a right.
Yeah.
I think there's something about
competitive
like,
nature.
competitive nature, the discipline, the training, like it all ties into each other a little bit. I don't know. That's just me. I just
No,
something
I
I've
agree.
noticed.
Yeah, anyone who's done competitive anything else really can take that experience and put it into Magic
Yeah.
because you're
That
not going to pick
dopamine.
up a deck.
yeah.
What?
We need those dopamine hits.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, you can't just pick up a deck like even like Blue Farm. You can't just pick up quote unquote the best deck and just do well in a tournament. Like you have to learn. You
Mhm.
have to have the discipline. You
Yeah.
have to have the reps, and that's
Yeah.
just like any sport. You can't just pick up a baseball bat and hit homers back to back to back. You can't throw a football 40 yards to a receiver as a quarterback. You can't just do that. You have to practice.
Yeah, 100%. And just like and enjoying the process of improvement, right? Like I think is important.
Yeah, I'm the same way as you, and I choose a character, and that's it. Like I hyper focus on that character. I want to be the best of that character. Whatever game I'm in, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I relate to that quite a bit because I'm a huge video gamer. I'd say, in fact, I'm a bigger video gamer than a Magic player, and so RPGs I get way into. So yeah, like the commander is the character I'm playing, piloting the deck, all that kind of thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
the
There was
fantasy aspect.
right, exactly. There was a very real aspect of when I was first picking up like CDH and looking into all of this, where a big part of me was feeling like, okay, I have a pretty stable job, I have a pretty stable income, I can have a lot of time to practice and like play CDH and like do this stuff, and I'm crazy enough to only want to do it in these colors. If there was anybody else, like I don't know, like maybe there's somebody else I could figure it out and do it, but like I've got a pretty good shot. If I don't try this, who else will? Is kind of like a thought process that I had in my head a lot when I was like first building the deck, and especially when like you go to your first tournament, you scrub out, and you have like a massive existential crisis of like, am I insane? Is this not actually work properly? Is it just not good enough? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like yeah, that's like a really big like motivating factor for me. It's just like just proving that it's even viable. Is it even a thing? You know what I mean?
Mhm. Yeah, that's how I am with Tavesh Thrasios. I mean, yeah, there's a following for it, but I don't really see anyone locally playing it, and I don't think there was very many players at Fishbowl recently that were playing it. So it's like it's still somewhat fringe.
Yeah.
Yeah, we actually
Yeah, I
don't have
mean-
anybody locally playing it, so
Yeah, now that you're not.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
the
off
other
for-
thing too,
for a
is
while.
that like different metas for different decks too is a thing. You know what I mean? So like it's one of those things where who knows? Maybe in like a couple months when like things change in whichever direction they change, just pick it up, try it, and see what happens. Like I think that's a very big real thing that like certain decks are just like not like suited for certain metas, and like smart people will
Well-
flex off, and stubborn people will just try their best.
Well, so on that, yeah, I feel like the latest buzz everybody's saying is that stacks is going to come back a little bit, and maybe not like full on hard stacks, but very selective hard stacks pieces that just shut down turbo decks. So it'll be interesting to see how true that comes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I had to keep my portable hole in my list for fishbowl because I assumed that trend was coming there. Actually, I was I think a little ahead of the curve. Like not saying I'm smarter on that. Like I mistimed it a little bit. Like
Sure.
I was like, oh, that could have been a ritual or something. Like, But like, yeah, I agree. I think that's the smart way to do it. Is like have 2 or 3 linchpin stacks pieces. Like Zach likes to call them linchpin stacks pieces that you can break symmetry on, and then you can just like take advantage of it the entire way. But like full stacks plans, who knows? Maybe they come back. I miss Winota. I really miss Winota. That was really fun. But like, yeah, I don't know.
And if anyone wants to hear about Winota and stacks and learn a new acronym, check back at our episode with Greenie.
Yeah.
We did an
You
episode.
guys did an episode with Greenie? Wait,
We
that's
did,
so
yeah.
cool. Oh,
Yeah.
no. Okay.
And-
I forgot to mention a big part. The thing that prompted me to start playing CDH. I was playing so much Magic, and then I was like looking through TikTok, and I went through Magic TikTok, and Greenie was doing tournament reports on Winota, and I was like, girl's like young, right? She's how old is she? I don't know how old she is, but she's like this young girl. And keep in mind, this was like a year ago, and she's going in here. She's she's grinding. She's going into tournaments, going up against. I perceived all these sweaty, mean people. You know what I mean? Like, and she's doing it. I was like, you know what? Why don't I try that? I should try that. If I'm gonna put this much time into Magic, I should try this. I'll try to do this with her. And she's actually a big reason why I jumped into trying to make Boros work. Is her commitment to it.
Wow.
So big fan of her. Yeah.
That's
Wow,
awesome.
What a connection there.
Yeah, we had an episode with her probably at least a month or 2 ago at this point, and she talked about Winota, her purple stacks methodology. So yeah,
Nice.
Anybody interested, definitely check it out. And she graces us with her presence in our Discord as well. So yeah.
There's so many Discords at this point. I need to filter out at this
The Magic Discord community is insane.
Yeah. I'm gonna immediately put that on my to watch list. I did not know that was an episode because I'm fascinated with that. I love stacks. It is so much fun. I'm very sad that it is not as relevant as it used to be. At least when I first started out, I used to be able to stacks out a board and win no problem, and now it's kind of like.
I feel like the only removal spells I run in Timna Dargo are to remove that linchpin stacks piece for when I need to push for the win, for sure.
Yep. And that's what the answer should be. 100% with you on that one. Oh man, if you get to start talking to flex spots, I'll never stop talking. I agonize over like 3 to 4 singular flex spots in any given list. It's like, oh, it's so frustrating. Yep. It's a whole thing.
So I'll pivot us here. So we've got a list of sets for next year. Is there anything you're excited for? Any specific set?
I do my best not to like postulate like, oh, what are Magic cards I would want Magic to Watsky to make for me, because I feel like that sets you up for like a lot of disappointment. Like my joke is like, oh, yeah, if they can print me a Soul Ring that paid 3 mana to untap, that'd be great. Like I'll take that. That's great. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, in general, I think I'm not really excited for. I'm not expecting much from Lorwyn, even though there's like a whole like Boros like faction in there, but that's probably mostly going to be like Kithkin tokens and stuff like that. I'm really hoping that Strixhaven gets us like a Lorehold like artifact reanimation, right?
For that too.
So maybe I can finally cut Breach if they give me something good.
God, what would that be for people to cut Breach? Jeez.
Breach actually doesn't do that much in my list. Breach is I'm actually so close to cutting Breach for recommission
that's
for
fair.
Like, a long time. So like the moment they have something that like gives me extra, I definitely will be looking at that. Avatar, I've been very happy with Zuko and Water Tribe Rallier. Those two I've been like testing and flexing and trying to see where they can fit in the list. Shattered? What is it? Fractured? Something or another? What is it? Do you know what it's called? Fractured Identities? Fractured Universes?
Ooh, I don't know. That one not coming. Was that out of Avatar?
It's the set, one of the upcoming sets.
Oh.
It's like Fractured Universes or something like that. Universe Fracture? What is it? Hold on,
like a follow-up to Universes Beyond?
They're all follow-ups to Universes Beyond.
Or Edge of
What is it?
Eternities. Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, see,
Oh,
I
I
get them all
love
mixed up
it.
now.
The Star
Yeah.
Trek one?
It should be the one before the Star Trek one. Although the Star Trek one we are looking forward to because that means artifacts, baby. Like that's all
Ooh.
sorting through Magic stuff is so much so much less stressful for me than I imagine everybody else.
You get
Because
to
I just
disregard so many colors. Yeah.
yeah, no, I literally I care about the colorless, I care about the red, I care about the white, I care about some of the equipment for some of my casual decks, but even since starting CDH, it's been a blessing because you just spend so much less, ironically, so much less money on Magic because you don't have to get all these little you just consider like the cream of the crop rise to the top. Any given set, I care about like 4 cards maybe max. 4 cards max, and most of them I'm probably not actually even gonna make it into the fucking make it into the deck. So yeah, Lorehold, give me a Boros artifact reanimation. That'd be great. Any sort of infinite mana outlet is I immediately look at artifacts specifically. So Star Trek hopefully will give us something, and then Fractured Identity or Fractured Universes, whichever one that one is. Hopefully we might get some. I hate it when they break the color pie because I feel like what makes Magic really, really cool is the identity part of it. But if they give me a color pie break, I'll fucking take it because apparently we are like there with it, you know? So
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sure there's got to be stuff that come out. I mean, like Sisei alone is going to get a bunch of stuff in any of these.
Always. Sisei eats in
Yeah.
Universes Beyond.
Yeah, 100%.
Anything that wants legendaries, always powerful.
Yeah. No, I'm sure there's going to be really interesting stuff. I try not to get too much into the speculation of stuff. I feel like I have a bunch of flex spots that I want to test already, and I don't play in. I don't even think I play enough to really see them enough, and that's where a lot of my anxiety comes from in terms of like deck building and stuff like that. So like worrying about like what they could possibly print is like, no, man, I'm still trying to decide whether or not I should be running redirect lightning or untimely malfunction. Like these are cards in my hands. I'm not sure about. Have you guys been on redirect? Has anybody? What do you guys have opinions on this?
I have not yet tried it. No.
I haven't been
yet.
able to find a copy, so I
Oh, man.
haven't tested it yet.
I've got a proxy
Yeah.
you can borrow.
I've definitely thought about it for Tim Nadargo.
Yeah,
But I'm curious. So yeah. Oh, go ahead, Cam.
Oh, I was gonna say I'm just waiting to find a copy. It's a real copy. Not that I won't use a proxy, but I'd rather just have a copy that I don't have to
Yeah.
forget that I'm borrowing from someone because I will do.
So how many flex slots do you have for Zirda right now, Wayne?
Oh man, in reality, it's like 3. Like it's at max 2, maybe. I don't know. It's hard, and like the flex spots become like we've worked on the list so much at this point that it's just like it always feels sacrilege to cut anything, right? Where you're like, I remember the amount of games that this card has won me, this individual card has won me, is like so high necessarily. But like, yeah, I just think it's important to have like, regardless of how fixed your list could be, having slots where you can flex in and out towards the meta. So like I have like certain slots that were like interaction and stacks pieces are kind of like interchangeable, and I want stacks for stacks or like interaction for interaction if I'm moving things in and out necessarily. But it's always kind of like, okay, is like recently I traded out Thraben Charm, which has been a great card. I don't know if you guys have tried this yet.
Nope.
No, I know, but I know of it. Like that's a
Yeah.
strong card.
Literally pulling it up on Scryfall right now because I know I don't know it, but I've seen it.
Yeah. This card plays so much better than it reads. You sit there and be like, I don't know, but like the modality of it and the fact that you can just like, all right, breach on the stack. All right, I'm just gonna Thraben Charm everybody's graveyard. Like now you have no fuel is so good. Now that I've hyped this card up, I cut it. I've recently been cutting it to try it for ironically old tech, like very, very old tech for a card called Kozilek's Command, because I'm explicitly trying to go up as many just infinite mana outlets as I possibly can in the deck that also just like look and sound like the other cards, right? So like Kozilek's Command, Thraben Charm, the most relevant mode in that card usually is exiling graveyards, right? And if you look at Kozilek's Command, it kind of looks close enough, you know what I mean? Like between all the
X
modes
in
and
there,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly, right. And it's also an infinite mana outlet, which we like. So being able to like win at flash speed and like use this card is like, it's been very, very good. You have not lived until a person's gone Thoracle Decon. All right, cool. Thoracle ETB, you guys want to scoop? Like, nope. Thoracle ETB on stack. All right, cool. Kaiser's command, target you. Scry 1 draw. With all colorless mana. It's so good. It's so good. It's
That
so
definitely
fun.
beats an endurance to the Thoracle,
Yeah.
trigger for sure.
I also feel like, I don't know, like to me, allow Blue Farm to Thoracle Consult and then knock them out is way better than like talking them out of not pushing, right? Is that just me, guys? Or like, please,
No,
am
that's
I
way
crazy
better.
I'm
here?
with you. No,
Oh, yeah.
with you on that.
Right? Like, I don't know. So like,
I'm imagining doing this to like Luis at some point in the future, even though I don't play
Oh.
Kozilek's command.
Oh my god. Well, it's fine. Just like let him leave. Like he'll leave an Esper on the board sometimes. I know that guy. He bleeds. He's not invulnerable. I beat him before. Lewis is a good player. He's a good player.
Yeah, he is. That's funny.
Yeah, but you guys have good, like, that's the thing, is you guys have a strong, like, meta out there as far as I know, right? I think a couple players, I'm like, oh yeah, like, I'm excited to play with you guys whenever you guys, like,
Yeah.
I know, Cam, where are you, Cam? You're not, are you up north right now or no?
No, I just got back today. I just got back into
Okay,
Fresno,
God.
like at like 3:30 today.
There was like an hour, like a chance where Cam might have been able to come out to play for like a game with us. Yes, was it yesterday? Literally yesterday?
Yeah, last night.
I was hoping for it. We were hoping for it, but you know, it's all good.
Yeah, it's always fun to get out there and play with you guys. I love playing with the meta and everybody there. Like you said, it's a crazy meta, but everybody's got such a handle on their decks. Like that's the good thing about like having all these pet decks and these labors of love is that people have tight play patterns with them, and you know you're getting high quality play, even though the deck might not be high quality to some people. Like that's why I like CDH a lot because it reminds me of Modern. Like you get rewarded for knowing your deck and you get rewarded for knowing the meta. And those are two things that I think are fun to bone up on, to study up on, to get good at stuff. So yeah, it's nice playing with you guys. Long way of saying it. It's
Yeah.
always fun to play with the LA crowd.
Yeah, no, we'll have this upcoming year. I definitely feel like there's going to be a lot more cross pollination. I mean, even just like January, I'm coming up to see you guys. I'll see you guys there. I actually, not a lot of people know this, but I'm actually originally from like Pleasanton. Like that's where I
cool.
like did middle school and high school and stuff like that. So like this one upcoming one in Daly City, I'm like, I mean, if the guys aren't doing like a team trip type situation, then I'm just gonna go visit some of my old like elementary school friends and like crash on their couch. You know what I mean? Like, so the trip up to NorCal is not quite that crazy for me. I've done like that 6-hour drive, no problem, and like come back on a certain day. You know?
Well, and here I'll be real cheesy to probably many people here, but I just saw online today that 2025 is the end of the year of the snake, which is all about shedding, things of the past and transformation. And we're going into 2026, the year of the horse, which is about building up new things and foundations and like stability and moving forward. So very much what we are going through right now with this whole California circuit, the CDH scene in general. And I'm sure many people can relate to that in their own personal lives as well.
Yeah. No, that's really kismet. I like that a lot. You know more about the Chinese zodiac than I do. Most of my Chinese.
It's just in my algorithm, man. Nothing too special there.
No, it's all good. It's all
You
good.
fell down a rabbit hole one night at 3 a.m.
Yeah. Yep.
So are you going to Cosmic Crown, Wayne?
Yeah, I think so. I haven't paid for it yet. We're not 100% signed up, but like, I mean, it's probably just a matter of time. I'm waiting for like plans to actually like go through to like actually for people to go up. But like my plan right now, essentially in January, is every weekend there's a tournament that we're either hosting or going to. So it'll be fun. It'll be fun, especially like leading up into the one in March. I'm definitely going to. I mean, you guys know, like it's always like I TO tournaments because I want there to be more tournaments so I can play more, but there's a little bit of a conflict of interest when I play in my own tournaments. So it's especially as something as big as like 100+ person, me and Ben are going to be like hands off, not in the tournament, like on the higher end, making sure that everything's running pretty well. So we're going to take advantage of all the tournaments that are happening in January and get all my play out there, and then like be in TO mode for March, and then hopefully you guys come down. We'll do a little Tracy. You guys can play
Exactly.
and not out to TO, and like
Yeah.
that's how it is, you know.
Perfect.
Yep.
Sounds like a deal.
And hopefully here in another episode or two, we'll be talking about our next tournament coming up too.
Yeah, rolling that stuff out is rough. Is a whole thing.
Well, I don't think I've got anything else. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've exhausted all my questions for the Blade of Boros over here.
Awesome. I mean, I would ask 1,000 questions of you guys, but I also just want to make like I will let you guys like control and move stuff. I also want to be cognizant of the time. We're at what is it, 7? Yeah, it's probably good here.
You know, excuse me. I'm sure we will have another episode with you some other time, and we can keep going down the rabbit hole, man. This is part 1 with Wayne, Blade of Boros.
Anytime you guys want me on, let me know. We try to make it work 100%. And now that we've done the silly little origin stories, we can talk about the actual interest, like the things like theory and Windows and all that stuff. I'm all about that sort of stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah, anytime you want to promote any events and stuff, we'll have you on, and it'll we'll work together to make these things as big as possible.
Great, 100%. Sounds good to me. And then obviously, like vice versa, like Zach does all the scheduling and everything like that. But like we're always a California kind of like channel first. Not that we aren't open to like a bunch of other people coming, but it is like that is kind of the focus in the sense of like we're building the community out here. So like you guys are a big part of that, just like by default,
Oh.
Yeah, yeah, we get
Awesome.
it's a big. Well, that's the thing is like California is so big, like what I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot of space that we got to cover. There's no way that like any one of us could do it on our own. Like we haven't even really talked about like, are there anybody that's close to Oregon that's running stuff? Like they've got board games up there, right? Like I'm sure they've got stuff. I don't know.
The home of
Like the board
WotC,
game.
of course they do. Yeah.
Like the
Right,
board game
exactly,
capital of the
right?
world.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe they're afraid that WotC is gonna like see out their like Eye of Sauron tower, but like
right.
proxy events.
Yeah.
It might be too close, But yeah, man. I mean, thank you guys for having me on. You guys are always great. I really appreciate like just everything that everyone's doing, and just happy to keep building with this stuff with you.
Cool.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, thanks for making the time with us for sure.
Anytime. Let me know. We'll make it happen, and then maybe we'll play some games. We'll play some gameplay games. Actually, yes. let's do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
Oh yeah.
Catch us live on YouTube.
It's true. That's true.
All right, well, everybody, that's the show. So thanks to everybody who joined us here tonight live. And make sure you guys tune in with us every other week here at youtube.com/InResponseMTG25 for the live show. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on our YouTube and follow us wherever you get your podcasts. We appreciate all the support. Thank you all so much. And until next time, stay magical. And don't forget to hit us up on Instagram.
More important. Go play some
Yeah,
CEDH, you guys.
exactly.
Go practice.
Exactly.